Well, hey everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot. And today I want to take a look at these wildfires in Los Angeles. So far, so I'm doing this reading, I believe it is the 12th of no, it's the 13th of January. It's Monday the 13th. And I want to take a look at what's going on with these wildfires because we've already had, I believe, 24 confirmed people who have passed away. And there's just a lot at stake. There's a lot of, a lot of people that this is going to affect. So I want to just take a look to see, what's the totality of the situation going to be. As always, these readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, make your own opinions, all of that good stuff. Okay, so let's just take a look and see. So I'm going to use some cards that are a little bit different than I normally use. These cards have like all kinds of definition and symbology and things like that on them. And the reason I'm using these is because I want to make sure I'm not missing any of this symbology, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of hidden messages and I want to make sure I'm considering every aspect of the card. Okay, so you'll see what I'm talking about when I start flipping. So what I want to look at is, what is the rest of this event going to look like? I want to know, like, from the time this, this entire event, when we can say, for the most part, it's wrapped up. What is that going to look like? Okay, let's see what we're going to get here. Okay. So, so starting off with general energy, this is the Death card reversed. So this is the number 13. I want to look at every aspect of this, you guys, okay? So the Death card is the number 13, so I want to keep that in mind. 1 plus 3 equals 4, so it's also the number of 4. When this card is reversed, it talks about an ending of a cycle that's not able to happen. It's like resisting the end of a cycle. It's resisting a change. It's being afraid of change. So it's being afraid of perhaps even transformation. This is a water card and it is the sign of Scorpio. Okay. So looking at this, I feel like this is talking about, there's a lot of stuff going on about who's at fault, what caused this, a lot of contradicting stories. I think because there's a lot of different truths that are going on. So I think that we're getting a lot of conflicting stories, but then there are also people that are putting out false information to confuse the situation. These are like chaos agents, and these are people in, like, this is media. This is legacy media, trusted media. They're perpetuating these stories that are not true stories of what's happening, okay? So be very careful of the information that you're taking in. Verify it, okay? So if you hear somebody say something on the internet, listen to where they said that they got that information and then go to that source yourself and make sure that it says what that person says it says, okay? You cannot take anyone's word for it, especially right now, the way that our, the way that our society is going. You cannot take anyone's word for it. Okay, so the first concern that we're looking at, or the first big energy, this is talking about matters of the mind, okay? So matters of the mind, this is what is on people's minds. And we have this Emperor reversed. This is someone who is completely overreaching their authority. This is a very controlling man who's very bullish and stubborn and a tyrant, and who can make very reckless decisions. Someone who wants to control things. Someone who's, again, chaos agent. I said that word before and I'm saying it again. We have the number 4 again, okay? The Emperor is card number 4. This is a fire card. This is the sign of Aries. But with our death card, we have a 1 and a 3, which is a 4, and we have another 4. So 2 4s. Okay. So this is very much, I think, a lot of the men that we have, male energy, male leaders that are getting involved and that are saying things. Okay, so this is the energy of, this is both sides, if you will. I hate that this is a political situation and we have to talk about political sides when it comes to a wildfire. This is blowing my mind that this is the concern. But the concern is, okay, when this emperor reverse gets into office, is he going to free up the funds that are going to help these people get back on their feet? Or is he going to be part of the problem? Is he going to stand in the way? Is he going to assign blame? Are there going to be people at the state level that are causing issues? Are there going to be people in different levels of authority and leadership that are also going to be, putting their 2 cents in? We're going to see so much fighting during this situation. We are not going to see leaders coming together. Specifically, what I'm seeing in my mind is I'm seeing Donald Trump and Gavin Newsom. But this can apply to a lot of different people, okay? I mean, this can apply to a lot of different energies in this situation, because there's more than, 2 emperors. There's a lot of them. So I very much feel like we're going to see this just this not helpful, not useful, divisive rhetoric, which we've been seeing in politics. It's going to continue to spill over, and it's not going to be helpful. It's not what the people need right now. It's not solving problems. Right now, these people need problem solved. They're here. They're death reversed. So instead of these emperors over here fighting, they need some problem solving here. Okay, so the next card that we have is card number 2. And this represents the emotional matters of the heart, the emotional essence of this. Now look at this. We have an 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. Okay. We have another fire card. This is the card of Leo. When we look at the strength card reversed, sometimes this can talk about trying to use brute force to shove something through, when instead you should use a softer hand. And I think that that's very much what we're seeing here. So this is like, we're seeing these people trying to force blame and force solutions and force this and force that, and they're being very heavy-handed. And this is a situation that is not about that. Again, it ties into this Emperor card. It's people not showing real strength. It's people not showing real leadership. And it's coming from, I'm talking about the absolute tippity top. Okay. I really feel like this is, and I feel like with Trump getting ready to be inaugurated and him stepping in and the rhetoric, I just feel like this is very much, this is not talking about Biden's energy. This is very much talking about Trump's energy and the energy that's coming, that's going to be coming at California. When California is ready to recuperate, they're going to have to deal with the Republican Party and the Trump administration. Okay. The other interesting thing is that this can also talk about the counter opposite. So like it can talk about using brute force and trying to force something through, but then it can also, the flip side to it is that it can also represent weakness. And I think we're going to see a combination of that. I think we're seeing these people try to use brute strength to force things through because really they're weak people. They're weak intellectually. They're weak problem solvers. They're weak at coming up with solutions. The only thing they can do is insult people. That's it. That's all we've ever seen them do. So why are we expecting them to do anything different? I mean, come on now. All right. So this third card, we have the 5 of Swords. So this placement talks about a couple different things. This can talk about the energy around the physical body. This can talk about career issues. This can also talk about actual events. So we see this 5 of Swords. We see this is a card of conflict and disagreements. We are going to see continued conflict, continued disagreements. But the next thing I think we're going to see is I think we may even see people being desperate because of a lack of resources, and perhaps even turning on their neighbor and taking resources for themselves. Um, Kind of that survival, survival at all costs, like survival of the fittest. That's this energy from this Five of Swords. People are going to be deceitful. There's going to be, competition for limited resources. Um, and it's not good energy. It's not good. I feel so bad for the people of Los Angeles. My heart just breaks for them because they deserve a better response than the response that they're getting. This is like, this is just looking at these cards. It's crazy to me how the focus is on politics and fighting, and then the people are left to like fend for themselves. And I feel like people are going to kind of start to turn on each other. Especially if they're, become more and more limited resources. People are going to get desperate and they're going to do what they have to do. And it's not a good place to be. It's definitely not good energy. Okay, so now we're going to look at past influences that are affecting this situation. And we have the Judgment reversed. Wow. Okay. So something that's really interesting when we look at tarot is that there's major arcana cards and there are minor arcana cards. The major arcana cards, there are 22 of them, and they are the big themes, okay? And they're the picture cards. And then the minor arcana are more like a traditional suit of cards that you would see like playing cards. So it's the numbered ones, and it's like the swords, the cups, the wands, the pentacles. Those are like the suit cards. And there's more of those, right? There's 52 of those. Wait, 52, 54. I don't know. Whatever. There's 78 cards total. Anyway, so there are these more minor arcana cards than there are major arcana cards. So it's very interesting just in the odds that we're getting so many major arcana cards. The other interesting thing with the difference between the major and the minor is that, as you can tell by the name, the major is like major themes, big things that are happening. And then the minor are kind of like the supporting things that are going through. Well, this reading, we're getting major arcana, major arcana, major arcana, major arcana. It just keeps happening because these are huge energies that we're seeing. Okay, so now we're going into, and this is air, okay? This is a 5 and this is air. Air is wind. Keep that in mind. Okay, past influences that are affecting this now. Fire energy, Pluto. Pluto is warring. This is judgment. When we have the Judgment card reversed, this is like a misreckoning. It's an opportunity to have an awakening where you can see the truth, but not being able to see it, like missing that opportunity. Like it's right there and they miss it. And it can also talk about destruction. And something interesting that I actually just saw on the card itself here is it says ignoring the call. And I wonder how many calls are being ignored during this time. That can apply to a lot of different meanings, a lot of different situations, a lot of different people. This is like some very powerful energy. Let's look at where we're going, where we're headed with this. What is going to be the resolution? We have the 4 of Swords. So it's a time of recuperation. We have a 4. We're ending on a 4. We started on a 13, which was a 4. We went to another 4. We had an 8. And we're ending on a 4. 4, 4, 4. So when we have all of these 4s, 4, 4, 4, this is talking about like what you have prepared for is now like coming to fruition. We have prepared for what is coming. There are things that are coming, but we are going to be ready for them. The people of LA are going to be able to find some solitude. They are going to be able to eventually rebuild. But it's gonna be a rough one. It's really going to be a rough one getting there. And they're gonna be left with some really deep scars. This is going to, I think, really change the way people look at the government when there are crises that happen, responses, and basically, like, I think people are going to start to prepare more. I think this is going to be a situation where people realize that we have to be prepared because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, in the city of Los Angeles, you can be in a firestorm. Okay, so the next thing I want to look at is the energy behind Gavin Newsom. Is he coming from a good place, a positive place where he's really trying to help, or is he coming from a self-serving place? Is Gavin Newsom, has he done all he can do? Is he doing all he can do? Or did he, did he let some things go by the wayside? Let's take a look here. Ten of Pentacles reversed, the Moon reversed, the Chariot. Okay. 10 of Pentacles reversed means that this can be a lack of stability within your finances or your success, but also within your occupation, how you make your money. So he's really being shaken to his core right now with what's going on. There could be some dark ties to money that has some kind of underlying thing tied into this, because we have this 10 of Pentacles reversed, but we also have the Moon reversed. And the Moon is all about things we can't see, things that are being hidden. So there could be some stuff going on that we're not seeing. This could also be some control on him, that he's unable, his hands are perhaps tied. One thing I will say is that with the Chariot card, he is mobilized and doing absolutely everything he can do right now. He is like in action, ready to go. He was prepared. So I'm wondering if there's going to be something that comes out, some kind of, I don't know, some kind of something that rocks his stability a little bit. The other thing that this can be, though, too, because the Moon reverse is a release of fear. And so this could be him just getting to the point where he's like, you know what? I don't even care about my job anymore. I'm releasing that fear. All I care about right now is taking care of this situation, fixing this issue. And the interesting thing is that this is a water card. We're bringing in water. This is like bringing in water to the fire. Again, the Moon, this is more water. This is water energy. And then this Pentacles, this is the earth energy. This is that stability, but this is bringing water to earth. I do feel like his intentions are good. I think we may find out something that's like a little not, I don't know. We might not. This could just be talking about him saying, I don't even care about my job. All I care about, like, I've released the fear, and all I care about is helping the people of LA. It doesn't matter. I just want to mobilize and I want to go. This is being determined. This is someone who has courage. This is someone who's prepared. I feel like we are going to find out they were as prepared as they could be. I do not feel like we're going to find that there was any mismanagement or underutilized resources or anything like that. That's not what this is going to be about. Or like, anything like that. It's not going to be about that. Misappropriation of funds within the fire department. It's none of that. Everything was done the way that it should have been done. Okay, I very much feel that. So now I want to look and see Trump's energy when it comes to, I want to look at Trump's response energy now we're going to pull 3 cards, and it'll be like now, and then hit recent past, and then it'll be looking forward to see kind of where we're going with his energy. What can we expect from Donald Trump in regards to his response to these LA wildfires? Okay. Okay, so at first it was almost like a celebration of like, ha ha ha, it's on fire. You know, like Gavin Newsom's California's on fire. Yay. We're like celebrating the misfortune of what's happening. We have a 3 of cups. We have the world, which is a 21, 2 and a 1. That's a 3. Threes are changes coming. The world reversed. This is talking about cycles that are not finished, things that are not completed. This is unfinished business. And then we have this King of Pentacles, and this King of Pentacles energy, I feel like this is very much Trump's energy. It's signifying this is Trump. I get him often as the Knight of Pentacles, but I feel like this King of Pentacles is signifying, yes, it's him. He's going to come in, and he's not going to be able to like fix the situation. He's not going to have anything helpful or useful, because he's just too happy that something bad happened, and he's going to do the bare minimum that he can do. He's over here sitting on his throne with all of his money, just like looking over here. He does not care what's going on in LA. Not one little bit. He does not care. So no, he's not going to be effective in doing anything to bring like closure or help or relief to the people of LA. It is all going to be the local state government. And then any help that they get from other states and then other countries. I know that Canada has brought in airplanes to fight the fires, but this is just like this energy. It's so nefarious, you guys. I have to say, I've been doing a lot of research on Nostradamus, and I've already finished the first book of what's her name? What's her name? Dolores Cannon. I've already finished the first volume, and I'm reading, her interpretation of the quatrains of Nostradamus. And for those of you who don't know, he pretty much predicted, like, I don't want to say end times because the world doesn't end, but he predicts these very bad times that are seeming to be happening, right now. And it's some really heavy, dark energy. So one of the things I do want to say is I want to say that, I talk about this a lot, but when we're looking at this stuff, right, when we're looking at this really heavy stuff, it's really important that we also raise our vibrations so that we can contribute to the good energy of the universe. Because if we're feeling down and we're feeling bothered and we're feeling low, then that's the energy that we are adding to the universal energy field. And that's not helping anybody. So I tell you guys all the time, when you watch my content, spend an equal or slightly greater amount of time doing something else that raises your vibration. So what I'd like to do when we start doing heavier readings like this is to end it with some positive cards, some positive guidance, and some positive messages from the universe. If this isn't your jam and you're heading out, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up on your way out, but I hope you'll stick with me, you guys. Also, just an FYI, if you're ever curious to know what cards I use, if you go to the description box down below, you will see a link to my website, and on my website, I have pictures of all of the cards and links to where you can purchase them. Also, in the description box down below, I have a link to join my channel, and for my members, I do all kinds of fantastic stuff. I do member exclusive content. I do member early access to videos. I do member only lives where the members get to ask their questions and I pull tarot cards for you guys. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that out in the description box as well. And now let's get some final messages from the universe. So these are final messages, and we'll just see how they come. We'll see, are these messages that are for us? Are these messages for the people of Los Angeles? I think we'll just kind of see whatever the universe wants to give us. So we're just going to roll with it. So whatever closing messages that the universe has for us, and I'd like 3 cards, please. Did I just get 3? I did. Okay, let's see what we have. Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards. Wild card. What a beautiful card, and what a beautiful reminder that we are in a transition period. We are in this period where we are splitting from the 3D to the 5D. And I know that's kind of a complex topic, and I will break it down in some other videos, but this is really kind of a transition time. And the way that I see it is we were starting to see people split from families, like family members split or people separating in their lives. And what I really feel like is that the universe is preparing us for that shift, because I feel like the lower vibration people are going to remain in a more 3D experience, while those people that have a more elevated, more expanded consciousness are going to be able to easily shift over to the 5th dimension. And this is that reminder that we have this portal, and it says you decide. You decide where you spend your energy. Do you want to experience the very low 3D energy, or do you want to experience a higher vibration, less painful experience? It's not going to be pain-free. There's no such thing, but we do really control how we respond to things. Now, I want to be very sensitive because, there are people right now who have just lost their homes. And I don't want to be insensitive and say, we control everything, because clearly there are really bad things that happen, right, that are beyond our control. So I want to acknowledge that. But what I'm talking about is when we're not looking at extreme circumstances and situations in our normal day-to-day life. We choose how we want to show up. Do you want to show up as part of the solution, or do you want to show up as part of the problem? Because you can do either one. The choice is absolutely yours. Okay? Okay, so the next card we have from Spirit is Loosen Your Grip. Coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. Okay, another really appropriate message. I think that this talks about our fear, right? There's a lot of uncertainty in the world today, and a lot of things that are scary, and a lot of, premonitions and predictions that people are making that are, scary. But this is the reminder from the universe to just let go and to allow. Once you let go of the resistance, life becomes so much easier, because the universe is able to just organically move you where you need to go so that you can manifest the things that you're manifesting. But if you're holding on really tight, if you're resisting, then the universe can't work its magic. And we have an even tougher time. So even though it's very scary, we have to learn to let go and to accept. And it can be really tough sometimes. We can try to do things to soothe ourselves. That can be, for a lot of people, it's scrolling through social media. For some people, it's drinking. For some people, it's, smoking. People have their different addictions. And this is really talking about, sometimes we have to go through those dense 3D feelings in order to work through them so that we will be ready to move into the 5D. So really look at the coping mechanisms in your life, and are there things that you can work on letting go that will help you in the future as we move into this more 5D experience. Okay. All right, you guys, let's see what the last card is. The last card is I Remember. Oh my gosh, this is so great. This is Soul Plan. This talks about the fated life versus the destiny life. What a fantastic card to end this on, because I talk all the time about how we have choices, but then there's also things that are going to happen, right? So we have our fate, our Wheel of Fortune energy what the universe, it's like, this is the soul contract we made before we came to earth, that we were going to experience this thing. So we have to experience that thing. But how we get to it, how we leave it, and how we experience it is up to us. So that's the difference between the fated life and the destiny, right? And this goes into those choices that we make. But it's remembering that you're here for a reason. So when you start to feel like you are afraid of what's going on around you in, in the everyday world, remember that you chose to be here at this time. We all choose when we come in to experience this life situation, this human experience, and you chose specifically to come in at this time. You came in for a reason. So do not be afraid, and trust your higher self, that you knew exactly what you were doing when you put yourself here in this moment in time. Okay, you guys, I hope that this was helpful and ended on a more positive note, even though we were looking at some pretty heavy stuff with the LA fires. Again, my heart goes out to everyone. And I just, if there's anything any of you can do, volunteering time, money, resources, anything, just we need to take care of one another. And if you can't do anything other than send your good energy, well, then that is helpful too. So do that, okay? Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider clicking that circle right there. Boop, boop, boop. It really helps to grow my channel. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.